Good evening. Welcome to Washington. I'm Chris Wallace in for Brett Baer. President Trump says he was surprised by domestic abuse allegations against one of his top aides and wishes him well in the future. Staff Secretary Rob Porter has cleaned out his desk, but there appears to be increasing pressure tonight on other Trump aides over what they knew about the accusations and when they knew them. From the White House, Kevin Corke tells us just because Porter is gone does not mean the controversy is going away. Good evening, Kevin.
You're right on the money about that, Chris. Good evening to you. Now, Rob Porter's career here at the White House may be over, but there are increasing new questions tonight about when White House officials first became aware of the allegations surrounding their former staff secretary.
He did a very good job when he was in the White House, and we hope he has a wonderful career, and hopefully he will have a great career ahead of him.
The president's comments about Rob Porter didn't quell the controversy surrounding the White House's handling of the former staff secretary's departure. If anything, he may have ignited a new one.
As you probably know, he says he's innocent, and I think you have to remember that. He said very strongly yesterday that he's innocent. So you'll have to talk to him about that.
Despite Porter's repeated denials and questions about when the White House learned of the full scope of the allegations against him, the National Organization for Women called on White House Chief of Staff John Kelly to resign, saying the retired Marine general was, quote, an enabler of domestic violence. That followed reports that Kelly and White House counsel Don McGahn knew about the abuse allegations involving Porter for months. The Washington Post said McGahn first learned of the allegations in January. In June, the FBI warned the White House about them. In September, the news finally reached Kelly, but Porter stayed on the job until photos of the alleged abuse surfaced this week.
No question they could have handled it better. It seems like the process they were supposed to have in place failed. The checks and balances which should have been in place have failed. You know, the public reports now say that multiple people in the building were made aware of this over the course of the last few months.
Kelly wrote an email to staff yesterday that read in part, I want you to know that we all take matters of domestic violence very seriously. Domestic violence is abhorrent and has no place in our society. It's not the first time Kelly has found himself at the center of a White House controversy. During an interview with Fox News' Brett Baer, he suggested the president was, quote, evolving on the border wall, something the president immediately denied on Twitter. He also said some undocumented immigrants were, quote, too lazy to sign up for DACA, and wrongly accused a Florida congresswoman of grandstanding at a building dedication in 2015, but refused to apologize.
I don't think I'm being fired today, and I am not so frustrated in this job that I'm thinking of leaving.
That was Kelly back in October. And while he didn't step down then, new questions about his handling of the abuse allegations could cost him his job now. Vice President Mike Pence was asked about this Porter controversy. He is traveling abroad representing the U.S. at the Olympics. He was asked about this during a stopover in Japan, Chris, and he refused to weigh in. Back to you.
Kevin Corke reporting from the White House. Kevin, thank you.